On our last episode of Onboard Lifestyle, the crew picks up the new alternators, installs them, tests them, then leaves Shelter Bay Marina with full confidence that our electrical problems are a thing of the past.
The electrical system seems to be just purring along like it's supposed to.
Unfortunately, all that wishful thinking was thrown overboard as the same problem repeated itself.
Those alternators just kept going and our voltage started spiking again.
Let's pick up the story as Basik is losing power as the crew scrambles to understand what is happening and is forced to shut down the last engine.
Well, change of plans again. It was just getting worse. So we shut engines off again and we're sailing back to the anchorage. Unfortunately, we got a lot of traffic out here right now. We're pretty discouraged. And if you think I'm discouraged, look at this mug.
I told you.
Told me what?
Don't talk about how everything's running smoothly.
You think?
I am very superstitious, guys.
You think that was a jinx moment?
Yes. When you get too cocky about systems, something is bound to happen. But again, everything is fixable.
But the problem now is we're checked out of the country. We got to fix it.
We will fix it at anchor. It'll be fine.
I know. That's my hope too. So we'll go back. We're only about a mile and a half from the anchorage. We're just doing jib only. We're doing, what are we doing for speed?
We're doing 4.5 knots.
Yeah, we're doing 4 knots and we'll just swing in behind this guy, watching for other traffic.
Of course he decides to go slow. These guys all do like 10 to 17 knots and he's doing 5.
Aim a little higher on him. We're getting a little close. Okay, that's good.
And for the second time, Basik limps back towards Shelter Bay. This time, we'll not be returning to the marina, but just drop the anchor outside for the night to regroup and sort out our options.
What's wrong?
Lynn and Teal are sailing back in with their head sail. Maybe they're just waiting for us.
No, she said having some issues.
Uh-oh. Basik, Lori Sue.
Basic here.
You want to try go to 6-8 when you get a chance? Hey Lynn, do you copy? How you guys doing over there? Do you need a hand with anything?
Today's embarrassing shakedown covered a grand total of 5.4 nautical miles that, even though it only spanned a little over an hour, was mentally and physically exhausting. The anchorage was comfortable as we spent the rest of the day poring over our systems, searching for something, anything that we may have overlooked.
Okay, bright and early the next morning. We slept okay, right?
We slept okay.
Yeah, our minds are full with what our problem was. We did come back to the anchors last night and kind of started digging around and looking for what our problem is. And you know, our system's been pretty bulletproof. I hate to say it, but it's just been working smooth. I'm not trying to jinx things, for years. So has to be some outside influence that is causing this anomaly. Came off a pretty active lightning season. That could explain why we're having some gremlins in our system. I'm hopeful because, you know, to me, if you have an electrical system that's working good and then it doesn't, it has to be something.
Well, it's always something. It's
I know, but
we want to make sure. It's frustrating because, you know, we've gone through and just, you know, we tested the batteries, we tested the alternators. There was one that was bad, so we replaced those alternators. We put everything back how it's supposed to.
And then tested it.
Yeah, everything is, and we tested it. We're just gonna have to test it out this morning because we got to get out of here.
Yeah, we ran a quick test this morning. Everything looks good at anchor.
Okay. Well, Baker.
Okay, time to go. Okay, we're underway. I'm just sitting at the nav station watching all of the gauges, dials, piece of equipment, looking for anything. Everything seems real stable. Got a little smile going here because, boy, it just seems like everything's just textbook right now.
Don't talk about how everything's running smoothly.
We were spiking 15, 16 and bouncing that needle yesterday. It's nice and stable, 13.6, right where it should be. Battery state, 81%. We're charging at 67 amps. So, as of right now, things look good. Do you think that was a jinx moment?
Yes.
Not gonna worry about it yet because things seems to be operating just the way they're supposed to. So let's get out here and just keep testing. But so far, looking good.
When you get too cocky about systems, something is bound to happen.
Okay, we ran for about 10 minutes at a lower RPM, like 1500 RPMs. She's bringing it up to 17, 18 now, and then up to around 2000 in a few minutes. We just want to watch the systems as this happens. Everything's still just dialed in. Amps are starting to increase, which is totally explainable with higher RPMs. We're now putting out 75 on top of the 15, so yeah, we're starting to crank some amps. State of charge to 81% now. I guess one thing I'm concerned about is when that state of charge hits to 100%, is that our issue? So that should happen here in the next 2 hours or so. We'll wait for that, but so far I'm liking it.
I told you.
Okay, we're going out of the protection of the harbor. This is the choppiest point. So we're getting bounced around a bit and everything still looks stable. Battery charge, state of charge went to 100%. Those alternators just kept going and our voltage started spiking again. So what's happening is, and this happened with our old alternators, same as the new alternators. So now we're narrowing it down even further. I don't mind the fact that we put in new alternators. Those other ones were 19 years old and rusty, and peace of mind, we have some new ones in there. But they're not being regulated. We have external regulators, the Balmar system, so it's got to be there. I mean, now everything's pointing at the Balmars. Could be a programming issue, something simple like that, something reset with all this lightning activity. Could have just changed things. There's a lot of programming involved in those. Need to get those back to the factory defaults, and we'll play with that at the next anchorage. But engines are still running, and what we've figured out is a little trick. We turn the keys to the off position. It turns the alternators off. If I turn this on, it would read the RPMs and start generating power. So this is just a way to trick it.
I don't know if it's a trick, but
It's working.
Working right now.
Yeah, I know it's discouraged.
Discouraged and in a tight situation because we don't want to have to check back into Panama again and trying to deal with this, waiting for weather, and Jesus, it's just
no fun. I know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play with this new system, new protocol. When the batteries get to about 95% state of charge, we're just gonna turn the keys off and kind of play with that for a couple days. I know it's not the right thing to do, but we have a weather window right now for the next 5 days, and we've been waiting a long time for this window. So we'll be able to do some sailing. We will have to do some motoring because it's going to be a tight angle for a little bit, but maybe we just run one engine here and there just to kind of play with our systems, but do as much sailing as possible, obviously. But at least power is stable. We'll get this figured out eventually.
It looks like Lynn and Teal got their whatever was wrong with their boat figured out. They're just arriving. Now they have to clean their bottom.
So we are now in Buenaventura, and well, let's just say it was interesting getting here. So looks like we have found a solution until we can actually address the issue, which is most likely the bow Mars. But we're still functional, and we found a workaround for this so that we can still continue our passage up to the Cayman Islands. So Teal right now is in the water, just kind of checking. He did scrub it 2 weeks ago, right before we were heading out towards San Andreas when this all happened. Came back to the marina, fixed it, and he just wants to make sure that the props and everything are nice and clear before we do our 600 nautical mile passage. So how was the bottom?
It was not too bad. Just normal wear and tear. A little bit of barnacle here and there. Mostly the props, because we don't have any anti-fouling on them.
Yeah.
So they get the most buildup. And they're the
It's only
feather.
been 2 weeks too.
I know, but it's the feathering props. You get a couple barnacles growing on those, and they don't want to fold around properly. You felt that vibration earlier. That's what it was. That's all clean now, though. Okay, we are good to go.
You want to go now? Just kidding. No.
We'll relax a little bit tonight, have a nice dinner, and get up early and kind of hit it. I think what I'll do is wind down for a minute.
I know, it's been a stressful 24 hours.
I know. What's that about? This is supposed to be relaxing.
Who says sailing was relaxing? So, otherwise, we would be able to leave today with the Lori Sue, with Billy and Sierra. They're on kind of the same path as well.
How was it?
It's good and bad.
Uh-oh.
We're trying to figure things out.
But they wanted to get a head start.
See you guys. Safe sailing.
Be safe!
We'll
Fair
see you somewhere.
winds.
We'll try to catch up with them or get close to them sometime tomorrow or the day after. But they're leaving probably in the next hour. They just hoisted up their dinghy and getting ready to head out. Looking good, Mr. Gobin.
Oh yeah. God, what a peaceful evening. After our roller coaster ride of emotions the last 2 days, I mean, we left Shelter Bay and had issues, turned around, went back to the anchorage, tried to resolve things, left again, had more issues. At least we discovered a little workaround, and we feel confident that'll work. Kind of have to. We have about 1,700 nautical miles to go before we'll have any way to get any parts. First one is 600 miles to Cayman Islands. We have currents in our favor. Wind's gonna be, it'll be against us for the first day, but after that it starts clocking around, so we should be able to take advantage of it for most of the trip. Kind of have to. This is 600 miles. We don't carry that much fuel. We only hold 70 gallons of diesel at a 0.5 burn rate, 2 engines. It goes quick, so we have to sail a big chunk of this. Kind of feels good. Lynn's in the shower right now, just kind of winding down. Looks like we have the whole bay to ourselves. Bill and Sierra, they're doing the same route, but they're a day ahead of us. They just left this afternoon, so they got about a 16-hour jump on us. We won't catch them. That's too big of a distance. But at least if they have an issue, we'll be coming up behind them. They won't. Regardless, feels good. Smiles on our faces, spirits are high, and we're ready to go.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A special thanks goes out to our amazing patrons, whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. Basik's frustrating shakedown has been challenging for the crew, but they are optimistic that the workaround will last the duration of the next passage to the Cayman Islands. Coming next week as more mishaps stack up as Basik limps through Pirate Alley. See you then!